Hi guys. So I would like to speak on Williams syndrome. So Williams syndrome also has a facial identification. So this is like a pictorial illustration of it. You can see the facial recognition, and most of people who have Williams syndrome get to kind of look alike, like Down syndrome. It's like the opposite syndrome to Down syndrome. They get to be very, 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 very friendly, but very hard in keeping friendship. And Williams syndrome also has autism in it. Yeah, even though they can be very friendly, they get to lack social skills, social knowledge. So instead of we forcing them on who to be, on how to be, I think we should help them and teaching them in our own social ways. I have Williams syndrome too, but I'm autistic in Williams syndrome. So Williams syndrome and autism can actually play together. People with Williams syndrome to also have sensory difficulties, anxieties, and all that. So this is a very beautiful get Williams syndrome. And people with Williams syndrome too can actually get intoxicated or affected by anything alcoholic, even your sugars. So please avoid that. They get to steam also. Not all people with Williams syndrome steam, but some. And we have things like oral steaming, chewing stuff, repeating words, echolalia, verbal steaming or shouting. And we have visual, aligning things or getting to be obsessed with certain things, auditory, like you get irritated with noise. There are a lot there, but just like some people with autism, Williams syndrome also can possess these traits. Yeah, things like echolalia, some can also be non-verbal. There are many people with um Williams syndrome that are verbal, but still some are not. So these are facts about Williams syndrome. They are mostly they mostly have cardiovascular diseases. That means they have heart issues. Some of them actually are affected by things like diabetes, especially while growing up, ear infection, ear pain, obesity. So we really, really need to be careful of the sugary things that they consume. And when I'm saying sugary things, I don't mean you just taking sugar. Some food are very high in glucose, sugar, and these things can even go to cause seizures, epileptic seizures in such individual. Well, not everybody with Williams syndrome actually has seizures though. But for me, I have seizures, but maybe because I have multiple disabilities, but not everyone. So cutting down food with seizures will help their brain. We reduce their hysterics. We reduce things like their anxiety, their weakness, their involuntary speech or unorganized speech, slurred speech, more attentiveness, more focus, and all that. And it will reduce the symptoms of epilepsy or seizures in such individual. So these are like the food that actually consume or have excess sugar in them, especially maize. Corn is very high in ethanol. It's very high in sugar, because sugar will eventually become ethanol at the anaerobic respiration stage, whereby glycolysis is being taking place, whereby glucose is being converted to pyruvic acid, then into your ethanol, and then into energy. So we really need to reduce this sugary food. Yes, energy is good, but every good thing become bad when it is excessive. So when I'm saying sugar, sugar, I don't mean your granulated sugar or your cube sugar. I mean the sugar that is present. There are a lot of fruits that contain sugar and is in excess and is very bad for the body. Sugar is bad for your body. It causes constipation, tooth decay, headache, and things that contain sugar. You have like your chocolate, that one even has caffeine, your coffee and all that. Fast food, yes, the ingredients that they use to make fast food is very, very, very toxic to the body. While bananas are very rich in sugar, fruit yogurt very high in sugar, cereals, dried food, sushi, your bread, your cheese, they are very, 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 very unpleasant for neurodivergent individual. Aspartame, they get to like standing for sugar, but they are worse too. They produce excess neurotransmitters, and these neurotransmitters make them excessively feel good, causing them to do things that are out